Yeah, today we'll discuss about the compute service. So, what are the foundational services? So, what are the foundation services, guys? One is compute, second one is storage, third one is network, fourth one is database. What is that? So, database. So, what is a compute service? The compute service is EC2. What is that? EC2. Storage is S3. Our network is VPC. What we call it as VPC. And database RDS. What is that, guys? RDS. These are the foundational services. These are the foundational services. So what we will discuss today? So we'll discuss about the compute services. We'll discuss about compute service. Okay. So what are the foundational services? Compute service, storage service, database service, and network service. Okay. So introduction to Elastic Compute Cloud. What is that, guys? Elastic Compute Cloud Service. What is that? Elastic Compute Cloud. One second. Okay. So Elastic Compute Cloud Service. So what is this Elastic Compute Cloud? So what this is? So this is a physical server. So if you want a physical server, they will also provide the physical server. So what is this EC2 instance? A EC2 instance is nothing but a VM, virtual machine. What is that, guys? Virtual machine. What is VM, guys? VM is nothing but a virtual machine. A virtual machine, we call it in cloud. What we will call it in cloud? So we call it in the EC2 instance. What is that, guys? EC2 instance. This is formerly a VM. Formerly a VM. So VM is nothing but a EC2 instance. Guys, understood? So what is EC2 instance? Elastic Compute Cloud. So EC2 is nothing but a Elastic Compute Cloud instance. Guys, here we call it as a VM. So in cloud we call it as a instance. Guys, understood? Guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right? Yeah. So introduction to EC2 instance, benefits of using EC2 instance, Amazon EC2 use cases, Amazon EC2 pricing model, Amazon instance type, Amazon mission image, selecting EC2 instance, AWS region and availability zones, launching Amazon EC2 instance step by step. Okay. So we'll discuss this today. So before that, so what is this? So where you install the physical, the virtual machine in the VM. So what we selected for installing the VM, we selected the memory and CPU, right? So we selected the memory and CPU. So memory CPU is nothing but here. What is that, guys? Here they combine the memory CPU. What is memory and CPU? Memory is nothing but a RAM and CPU. They combine it. What is that? They they combine it and so created as a instance instance type. So what is instance type? Instance type is nothing but a RAM and CPU. So they are combining the RAM and CPU and they will call it as a instance type. Understood? Guys, understood? Yeah. The next, the next what is that? So storage. Storage here we call it as a EBS, elastic block storage. What is that, guys? EBS is nothing but a elastic block storage. Guys, what is elastic? Elastic antar kada. What is elastic? Guys, what is elastic?
Adjustment flexibility.
Very elastic images. So అది లాగంగా ఏమవుతుంది? So it will extend and it will shrink. It will shrink and it will extend. That's the reason AWS is all the services. We can extend the volume, we can extend the space, and we can decrease the space. So we can scale up the instances, scale down the instance. So that is the reason. So they call it as a elastic. Elastic means so it will shrink, it will extend, and it will shrink. Guys, understood? So that is nothing but they call it as a everything is a elastic compute cloud. You can extend or we can decrease. EBS, elastic block storage. So here for installing the OS, how much GB we took, guys? We took 20 GB, right? So for here also for the storage, so we can call it as a storage. We can call it as a elastic block storage. Storage is nothing but a elastic block storage. Instance type is nothing but the RAM and CPU. The RAM and the CPU. Right? It will change the RAM and CPU. It will change the instance type. T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium. Okay, T2 medium. So these all are the instance types. So if you took the instance type T2 micro, the RAM CPU will vary. T2 medium, T2 X large, I will tell you. So EBS is nothing but a storage. EBS is nothing but a storage. Okay, for the storage purpose, they are using EBS. Okay, and the name also, name we can give it. And the so how you are installing your OS through the ISO image, right? But here a predefined environment, environment. So you can use this template. Which template? For example, this is this template. So what is this? So this CentOS 9 ISO VDI dot VDI, right? This is the image template. This image template dot VDI image template is already installed the OS. So if you copy this and you can paste it right here, right? No need to install the other OSs. So I will tell you. So this is the a VDI is the a template already installed OS template. If you copy it here, so we can create a new OS. We not to need no need to install the OS again. It's just a template. A template is already OS installed. So what we call it as here AMI. What is that? Amazon Mission image. What is this, guys? Amazon mission image. You can use the Amazon mission image like Amazon image, Red Hat image, Ubuntu image, Windows image. They are already built in. This AWS is all the built-in services. Get it? It's a built-in services. Right now, it's a built-in services. Right? AMI is nothing but a Ubuntu, Amazon, Red Hat, Windows. So it's AMI is nothing but a predefined a predefined different a predefined so a predefined OS template. OS it's a predefined OS template. Guys understood? It's a predefined OS template. So it's already OS is installed. Okay, storage. So in this storage, we install this. We attach in this OS, right? So that instance type. So predefined OS template to elastic block storage. Okay. So guys, how you are connecting the server? This how you are accessing this image OS through the root user and password, password and username, right? But here the password authentication is so password authentication is disabled and password authentication is disabled and so what is that? The public key authentication is enabled. So public key authentication is enabled. So password authentication is disabled and public key authentication is enabled. So how you can connect this server through public key only, right? So we need to add the key. We need to add the key to connect the server. Okay. So and username, we can provide the username and AMI and the instance type and the network. What is the network, guys? What is the foundation service? So what is the a foundational service for the network? VPC. VPC it will automatically VPC also virtual private cloud. So it will automatically created. It will do the a predefined. So it will take automatically a predefined one. Then so in this a security group also created. What is that? A security group also created. Guys, now you understood? So what we need for a launching a EC2 instance, launching or provisioning or building. What we need, guys? Server name, then AMI, instance type, key, storage, VPC. What is that, guys? VPC. We need all these. The server name and the AMI and the instance type, storage, VPC, and a key. Guys, what we need, guys? So we need these. We need these components to build the EC2 instance. What is that, guys? What is that? Launch EC2 instance. Launch is nothing but a provision. So what is the instance name? What is that, guys? Instance name. What is next? What is next? Instance name. AMI instance type to. Okay. Then key. Then storage. Then network. Right. So if you want to launch a EC2 instance, what we need, guys? Instance name and AMI. And AMI means Amazon Web is instance type, key, storage, and network. Guys, speak out. So what we need to launch the EC2 instance, guys?
Instance name,
Hmm.
AMI,
Hmm.
instance type,
Yes, type
key,
Hmm.
storage, network.
storage network.
Very good. Right. Now you understood. It will be very easy. Right. You know the EC2 instance service. Now you understand the EC2 instance service. Introduction to AWS EC2, benefits of using EC2, Amazon EC2 use cases, pricing model, instance type, Amazon AMI. Now you understood Amazon AMI and instance type, selecting instance and the regions and availability zones. You already know which region your EC2 instance want to launch. Availability zone. Launching Amazon EC2 instance step by step. So Introduction to Amazon EC2. Amazon EC2, which is also known as Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, provides a resizable computing capacity in Amazon Web Services. What is that? A resizable. We can resizable. We can resizable. Okay. It is a simple web service interface. It is a simple web service interface allows you to apply and configure capacity with minimal friction. It provides you with a complete control of our computing resources and lets you run on Amazon proven computing environment. EC2 is the core service of AWS Cloud Platform and launched in 2006. It was launched in 2006. There are virtual servers also called as instances. We use these instances as pay-per-use basis. What are the benefits? The benefits are the easier and faster. The Amazon EC2 reduces the time to require to obtain a boot near server instance to minutes, allowing you to quickly scale capacity both upfront and down. Your computing requirements change. Elastic and scalable. Quickly add the subtract the resources application to meet customer demand and manage cost. Avoid provisioning resources upfront for the projects with variable consumption rates and a short lifetime. High availability. So Amazon EC2 provides developers the tools to build failure resistant application and isolate themselves from common failure scenarios. Cost effective. Consume only the amount of compute, storage, and other IT resources needed. No long-term commitment, minimum spend or upfront investment is required. So, what are the Amazon typical use cases? Application hosting means application deployment, content delivery purpose, e-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, media hosting, something like a channels, web hosting, web application hosting. What is the pricing model? There are a free tier usage. What is that? Free usage tier. It will not chargeable anything. So this is for learning purpose. On demand instances. What is that? So on demand instances, start and stop instances whenever you like. Costs are rounded up to the nearest hour, right? On demand instances. You are using a on demand instances. Whenever you want to stop the instances, so that time only we can pay the money. The reserved instances, pay upfront or for 1 or 3 years in advance. Best price they will give. Unused instances can be sold on a secondary market also. You can sold it to the another people also. Spot instances. So what are the spot instances? Specify the price you are willing to pay and instances get started and stopped without any warning or the market changes, kind of a like a counter. So dedicated instances and charge for the instances. Okay. So what are the instance type for charging? Spot instances, reserved instances, and on-demand instances. Yes, understood? So spot instances. Yes, understood?
Yes, I'm understood.
Yeah. So if you launch the EC2 instance, right, it will be pricing. Is understood? So EC2 instance is very easy or not, guys? Is it easy? Guys,
Yes,
is
I'm
it easy or not?
okay.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Great. Thank you, guys. One second. So instance type. So what is instance type? I already told you, right? The memory and CPU. So if you want to take what is that instance type is mapped to the hardware specifications classified based on the CPU, memory, and storage. Choice of instance types. So standard, medium, micro, high memory. So standard, medium, micro, high memory, high CPU, high I/O, cluster compute, cluster CPU. So for example, instance type influences the performance and cost. What is that? So instances type influences the performance and cost of model, CPU, and the memory. What is that? T2 micro, T2 small, T2 medium. So the CPUs and the memory. Okay. So development environment, build servers, code repositories, low traffic web applications, early product experiment, small databases, we can use these T2 instance types. Okay. So what is that? So M3 medium, M3 large, so M3 X large, M3 2X large. So this is the CPU and this is the memory. So small and mid-sized databases, data processing tasks and require additional memory, catching fleets for running backend servers for SAP, Microsoft SharePoint and other enterprise applications are uses. So what is this? C3 large, C3 X large, C3 2X large, C3 4X large, C3 something like high performance front end fleets, web servers, on demand batch processing, distributed analytics, high performance synths and engineering applications, serving and batch processing, MMO gaming, video editing, video encoding, and distributed analytics. Right? R3 large, R3X large, R3 2X large, R3 4X large, R3 8X large. So we recommended memory optimized instances for high performance databases, distributed memory caches, in-memory analytics, genome assembly and analysis, larger deployment of SAP or Microsoft SharePoint and other enterprise applications. So what are those? Amazon machine image. So what is I already told you that it's a server template, a VM image. So comes with a pre-installed OS and optional softwares. AMA can be launched to create instances, a variety of a field The free-built AMAs in the catalog. Existing AMAs can be customized and saved in bundling. Independent of the configuration, every AMA is uniquely identified. Okay, so launching an Amazon EC2 instance step by step. What is that? Choose the region, choose availability zone, choose AMI, instance type, configure security. Okay, so launching an Amazon EC2 instance step by step. Sign up for the AWS and apply a service credit card received by the email and download a key pair. Save it in a home directory. Create a VM via AWS console. Contact our newly created VM like and how to connect this app. I will tell. Guys, understood? Yes, understood little bit.
Yes, sir.
Very good. AWS instance creation and connect using the mobile stream software. What is that? Okay, so go to aws.com console, AWS dot, what is that? aws.amazon.console. Click on to login, choose the region based on your location. For India, Mumbai, AP Southeast, for AP Southeast one. So click on launch instance and choose the launch instance. Click on launch instance and choose the instance. Okay, so my Linux mission. So first is enter my name, enter any name for easy identity to the choose AML Linux. So my name and the choose Amazon Linux like as the same. Please select the filter eligible to avoid billing issue. So click on create a new key pair for creating the .com file, privacy enhanced mail and secret key. Okay, then eligible. So instance type and key pair. Okay, so instance type and key pair. Then you can create a key pair. You can create the key pair, right? Keep networking details default, same as selected options, right? You can select the same default ones. Storage. Storage 8 GB is enough. Finally, launch instance. So wait for a few seconds to get instance created, then click on ID showing on the success phase. Refresh to see instance state updated should be running. So the same like this. Okay, choose the checkbox, our checkbox of our instance and copy public IP. So this is click and copy public IP. Then open the mobile extreme and click on the session option and select the SSH, fill the details and select fill from queue and right. So connect to the server. So delete EC2 instance using the instance state of terminate. So we can select the instance and instance state terminate. You can delete it. So bill is generated for usage only. Okay, guys, now you understood how to launch the EC2 instance. Guys, understood?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
What is that? So aws dot slash amazon.com/console. Okay, you already signed in now. Not at all. You guys can create a account, guys. Okay, so I'm logging to the signing to the as a root account. We can connect via two ways. One is IAM, other way is root use. So I already have a account. So blujaytech and the password. What is that MFA? MFA is a multi-factor authentication. I want to authenticate this console in two ways. One is password, other one is code. 562 and 395. Sign in. Okay. So then you can search here. There is a search here. You can search the EC2. Right. So EC2 is nothing but virtual servers in the cloud. Okay. So EC2, click on EC2. So this is the EC2 dashboard where you are under the North Virginia region. You want to launch the instance in the Mumbai region. You can click the okay. So you selected the region, then instances. Click the instances. So is
गाड्या
there,
आते हैं.
yeah, so is there any instances is running? Yeah, one instance is running. Mm, I'm stopping this instance. Okay. Yeah. So I want to launch the instance. Click here. So here you see guys, this is the attributes, instance type, launch template, spot request, and AMS, elastic block storage, volumes, networking and security, load balancing, auto scaling. These all are the components in the EC2. You guys understood? Now we want to launch an instance. Click launch instance. Click launch
मामा
instance.
मैं उठा सकती हूँ अम्मा.
What is
धनु
that?
उसमें है
Guys, mute
उसमें
yourself.
डेस्क में है पलंग के.
Okay. So what is that? My Linux. So I'm creating a my Linux and I'm taking the browse guys. If you browse, you will see the free tier eligible. Who are the free tier eligible? You guys can take that. So Red Hat, also C Linux, Ubuntu, Windows. Okay. So Windows, Debian, so C, Microsoft, AWS, Red Hat, Ubuntu. Right. These all are the provider one, and you can create your own AMI also. Okay. I'm taking the Amazon Linux to whatever the CentOS 9, CentOS 7, right? The same commands will applicable on the Amazon Linux too. You can take the Amazon Linux too. Okay. AMI is a Amazon Linux server too. And you see guys, AMI is a unique identifier. What is that? So AMI is a unique identifier. They have a identification of a unique. So what is the username guys? Username is this image ID. I showed right. This is the image ID. So instance type. So instance type also you can take the free tier eligible. Okay. So T2 micro is the free tier eligible. So you see guys, T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, T2 large, T3 medium, T3 X large, A1, C4, C5. Okay. C5. These all are the instance types. T2 micro is a free tier eligible. Okay. Yeah, you see, it's a free tier eligible. You see here, the filter eligible. Okay. So what are the filter eligible? Then only we can take it. Okay. T2 micro is a filter eligible. Okay. I'm taking the filter eligible. So key pair. If you don't have a key pair, you can create the key pair by using a create a new key pair RSA. What is that? So AWS DevOps. So 57 batch. Okay. So 57 batch, I'm creating a .ppk for use with the putty. Okay. For putty purpose, we can use the .ppk file, generate the .ppk. It will download the AWS DevOps 57.ppk for connecting the server. Okay. And the networking, you guys can select as a default, and the storage. So EBS. So free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 GB of a EBS general purpose version. Okay. You guys can take up to 30 GB. After 30 GB, right, it will be chargeable, guys. It will be chargeable. Be careful. The free tier eligible candidate can get up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose version. Okay. So then click the launch instance. So once you click the launch instance, it will launching the, it will provisioning the, it will building the EC2 instance. So every EC2 instance is, they are creating a instance ID. What this is? This is the instance ID of what we are creating. Okay, so my Linux, so it is the instance ID and it is state is running. So what is the instance type we took? T2 micro, and the status check, it is still initializing that where it will be created AP South 1B and the public DNS. So public IP, elastic IP, monitoring, right? This is the key name. How you can connect with this server? We can connect this server through this key name. Okay, what I said, if you select it right, it will show you something like instance type. If you want to stop the instance, start the instance, reboot the instance, terminate the instance. Termination means deletion. Reboot means it will reboot the server. Stop means it will stop. Whenever you want, it will start. Okay, so these are the instance state. So the connect and the actions. These all are the network settings. So all the security settings is. So if you select right, it will see details. The details about the instance ID, public IP, private IP, public DNS, private DNS, and the VPC subnets and security groups. It will create everything. Right. If you go to the next one. Yes, understood. Your Linux is so this is the status and alarm. This monitoring, security, networking, storage, right? So everything it will be showing it under this. So everything will be showing under this AWS, right? Guys, understood? So this is the EC2 instance is created. Okay. So how you can connect this server? You can connect this server either so web console, so web client. So you see here how you can connect this instance. You can connect this instance via EC2 instance connect, session manager, SSH client, EC2 serial. So in the real time, most of the people are using a session manager to connect the instances. Okay. EC2 instance connect means so this is the ID of the instance and this is the public IP address. This is the username. Right. Just click connect. It will automatically connect without the password, without username. Okay. So without use password, without username, it will connect automatically. Guys, understood? Cat slash etc os hyphen is image Linux 2. How you can connect via putty? You already know the putty, right? Take the putty. To connect, take the public IP address and what is the username? EC2-user. So it will vary from OS. If you took the Ubuntu, so it is vary. Ubuntu is the Ubuntu user. If you take Red Hat is the EC2 is the user. Okay, it will it will differ from SSH client. Yeah, through the SSH client, right? This is the public IP, public DNS. You should we can use this one also. Public DNS SSH, auth, credentials, the private key, whatever the private key, right? You created AWS DevOps 57. So this is the private key for the authentication. Okay, open, accept. So what is that? Username is EC2-user. Okay, yeah, guys connected. So what you can do? You can practice sudo soon. We'll go to the root user. Yeah, whatever you want, you already practiced it, right? The commands you guys can practice here. Understood? So this is nothing but a EC2 instance. Guys, practice this EC2 instance. Okay? Guys, understood?
Yeah,
Init 0 is nothing but a shut down the mission. I am shutting down the mission from here. Okay? What is that? You can search here EC2. EC2 is is a service. So it provides the instances or a virtual machines. Understood? Yep, guys. Thanks. We'll continue from tomorrow. We'll show you tomorrow that IAM, how you are connecting with that user administration, right? The Linux user administration. Guys, practice that user administration. Based on the user administration, tomorrow we'll discuss about the IAM. Okay? Thank you, guys.